I want you to imagine this. You've gone to town, you're walking down the high street, loads of people around you. And as you're walking down the high street, you start saying, "You're stupid. Don't do that. You can't do that." As you're walking down the street, you start saying this to all of these people. And then you meet up with your friends. And you start saying the same sorts of things to them. "Oh no, you can't do that. You're stupid. No way. Not possible." Possibly even some even more rude statements and criticisms to your friends. Is that right? Do you feel aligned doing that? Would you do that? I'm hoping that most of you are saying no. Of course not. Why would you do that? And yet, what so many of us are not aware of is that we do it to ourselves all the time. We're constantly speaking negatively in our subconscious mind. And how we think determines how we act. And of course, how we act, the action that we take, determines our results. So to be able to get much better results, to be successful, to achieve your goals, it's much better to come from a positive frame of mind. But how do we do this? Because remember, our brain's first and foremost function is to protect us, survival. And therefore, it's negative. Without realizing it, it's negative because it keeps us in a comfort zone. When we want to try new things or new activity, take different action, it might be something simple as doing a YouTube video or going live on Facebook. We get this fear and we think that we can't do it, and that's how we speak to ourselves. You know that little voice inside of your head? Say hello. Not out loud, but say hello. That voice is chatting away to us all day long. And what the majority of people that I've found in events, clients, mentees that I work with, is that we're not aware that we can take charge of that voice. We can control that voice. It takes time, it doesn't happen overnight, but we can. And I've spent a long time doing this. And now generally speaking, my first reaction and my first way of speaking to myself is positive. And if it's not, I'm very quick at picking it up and changing that language inside my mind and speaking to myself positively, saying things like, "I can and I will. I've got this. How do I do this?" Because so often we think that we can't. If it's a new hobby, new activity, maybe even doing a Facebook Live, "Oh, I couldn't do that." And when you speak to yourself in such a strong statement, because your subconscious does not know the difference between true or false, it just hears fact. So when you say, "I can't do something," you're setting yourself up to not be able to do that. So every single day, start to take note of this little voice and how you're speaking to yourself. And start to use incantations or affirmations. And if you don't know what that is, they are simply sentences or positive sentences that you can repeat to yourself. Does it feel really stupid and weird at first? Yes. When I first started this journey and I found out about this, every single morning, without fail, I would do my incantations. Why? Because the successful did them, because the happy did them. And I have learned on this journey, and here's another tip for you, to model success. So every single morning, because of my background of low self-esteem and not having any confidence, I used to stand in front of the mirror or in the shower and say, "I am a strong, confident woman." Did I feel like a complete twat when I first started doing this? Yes, I did. I was worried that my husband would walk in, that the neighbors would hear. But what I realized is it was more important for me to overcome this and therefore be able to speak to myself positively and become more productive in my day-to-day by doing that. So I stuck at it and it worked. And that's what I encourage all of you to do every single day, is become aware of how you are speaking to yourself. First of all, the first step is awareness. And then 2, it's that reprogramming yourself, reprogramming your mind to speak to yourself in a positive, encouraging, and supportive manner in the same way that you would do for your friends or your family. And if you are able to do this every day, you will start to become stronger, more confident, much more self-esteem, and therefore you will take more action, you will become more productive, and you are much more likely to achieve what is important to you. That's it for today's video, but as you know, I am committed to doing daily videos of inspiration, education, and motivation. So if you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button at the end of this video, even click the bell next to it and get those notifications to really support you on this journey. See you tomorrow.